The galactic market bustled with noise and color. Bizarre languages, scents of roasted bark meat, and the dull hum of hovering cargo drones filled the air. I kept my head low, my posture hunched. Not that many would recognize a human here. There weren't many of us left. I was just another relic hiding in the shadows of a galaxy that had tried its best to forget Earth. That's when I felt a tug on my sleeve. I turned and locked eyes with her. Alien, certainly. Young, slender, with glowing orange skin, delicate facial markings, and large violet eyes filled with awe and something else. Fear? Reverence? Where did you get this? She whispered, pointing a trembling finger toward my chest. I followed her gaze. The wind had shifted my cloak just enough to reveal the faded insignia stitched onto my old uniform. I hadn't looked at it in years. A simple, silver triangle overlaid with a rising sunburst and twin wings. The symbol of Earth's Fifth Fleet. A symbol now extinct. Or so I thought. Her knees buckled. She fell to the ground, one hand to her heart, the other raised in some kind of ancient salute. You are the one. The harbinger. The firebringer. I blinked. The what? She looked up, eyes shimmering. The prophecy. It's true. And just like that, the market fell quiet. Hundreds of eyes turned toward us. Damn. We hid in the lower tiers of the city, beneath the neon towers of Hyraxis Prime, where light never reached and only whispers moved. Her name was Kalari, a scholar, a rebel, and apparently the last living speaker of something called the Vaulted Memory. According to her, my uniform didn't just carry a symbol, it bore a legacy, a story passed down through hushed voices over generations among her people, the Serati. Ages ago, she said, huddled in the shadows beside me, my ancestors stood against the Dominion's conquest. They lost. But just before the final battle, a vision came. A fleet of suns flying in formation, wings of fire, and a voice that said, when all hope dies, the ones of flame shall return. I shook my head. I'm no savior. I'm just a retired engineer from Earth's Defense Forces. The war's over. We lost. She studied me carefully, then reached for a small device embedded in her wrist. With a flick, she projected a hologram, grainy, blue-tinted footage. It showed a vast space battle, Serati ships in full retreat. Then, out of the distortion, Earth's fleet. I felt my breath catch. The Fifth Fleet. Dozens of human warships, black and gold and angry. They hit the Dominion like a hammer. Precision. Fire. Fury. You saved us, she whispered. And then vanished. No, I muttered. We were wiped out. The Dominion's orbital strikes reduced Earth to ash. We scattered. We've been hiding ever since. She paused. But your ships weren't destroyed. Not all of them. Some made it into deep drift. Into stasis. Waiting. That stopped me cold. I leaned forward. You're telling me there are surviving human ships? She nodded. And the Dominion fears them like nothing else. Kalari led me into the ruins of a forbidden zone, a place no Serati dared go. Hidden beneath layers of security drones and radioactive shields was something that sent chills down my spine. A human drop pod, intact. Its hull was ancient, scarred from entry burns and weapon fire. But the symbol was unmistakable. My symbol. I ran a gloved hand across it. She approached reverently. My ancestors found it, preserved it. We weren't supposed to touch it, but I studied it in secret, waiting for the one who wore the mark. This isn't prophecy, I said quietly. It's history you were never meant to remember. And then I made a choice. I activated the pod's beacon. It didn't take long. For days later, the sky above Hyraxis Prime darkened. The Dominion came. Dozens of their warships, cruel, angular things bristling with ion cannons and slave tags, descended on the planet like vultures. They weren't here to negotiate. They were here to kill me. Again, Kalari and I barely escaped the city's collapse. We fled into the atmosphere aboard a stolen skiff, evading patrols and seeking refuge among the orbital ruins left by forgotten wars. As the skiff passed the shattered husk of an old Dominion war cruiser, something pinged on my scanner. A human signal. I froze. There it was, faint, buried under debris, but alive. I angled the skiff downward, navigating through wreckage and radiation until we came upon the impossible. A human battleship, half buried in the corpse of the old cruiser. Still powered, still waiting. The HSS Vengeance. Reactivating her took hours. The AI was sluggish from centuries in standby mode. The reactors groaned like ancient gods awakening from their slumber. But the systems lit up. The engines purred, and the ship's memory cores, they wept. I watched grainy video logs of my old crew. Friends, brothers, sisters, laughing, fighting, dying. The last entry was from Captain Reese. If you're hearing this, then Earth is gone. But humanity? We never die easy. Finish the fight. Make them afraid again. I clenched my fists. Kalari stood beside me, hands on the smooth black wall of the ship like a priestess at an altar. You don't have to do this, she said. I turned. They made a mistake letting any of us live. The Vengeance moved like a ghost. Her stealth fields flickered to life, and we drifted through Dominion formations unseen. I launched beacons across the system, broadcasting on old human frequencies, encoded with deep key signals only survivors would know. And one by one, they answered. First came the Iron Wake, then Liberty's Fist, then Tashkent Rising. From the edges of forgotten systems, from asteroid fields and derelict moons they came. 9 ships in all, each one battle-scarred, each one carrying ghosts. But together, we were a fleet again. We struck at midnight. The Dominion didn't see us coming. Orbital command stations exploded in silence. Carriers fell from the sky like burning angels. We didn't negotiate. We didn't parley. We reminded the galaxy what humans did to those who thought us extinct. The Cerati rose in open rebellion. The vaulted memory spread like fire. Other species, long suppressed by the Dominion, joined us. And the Dominion? They panicked. They sent fleets, armadas, high lords in golden armor. We burned them all. And every time a ship fell, every time a Dominion commander screamed his last, I left a message on open comms. We are the fire you try to smother. We are the sun you tried to eclipse. We are human. A year later, we stood victorious over Hyraxis Prime. Kalari walked beside me through the great hall of the Cerati archives, now rebuilt as a place of truth. Children lined the paths, holding glowing stones carved with the old human sigil, the symbol of the Fifth Fleet. A symbol of hope and vengeance. One little Cerati girl looked up at me and asked, "Is it true you came from the stars to save us?" I knelt beside her, ruffling her hair. No, I came back because we never finished what we started. Kalari smiled. He's not a hero, child. He's something much more terrifying. What's that? The girl asked. Kalari's eyes gleamed. He's human.